Hi, I'm Dennis Weiss for Eagle Communications. Welcome to our town, and we are in the center of the dressiest place in Abilene, Kansas, America. This is Caresse Vetter, and she owns and operates Abilene Bridal and Formalwear.
Yep.
My goodness, is this a nice store?
Thank you.
And we know this how?
Because you've been in here.
Yes, and what was I doing?
Getting ready for the Great Plains Theater first annual gala.
Yes, and what did I get from you?
A tuxedo.
Oh, it was one of 2 times in my life I had one on, and I actually enjoyed this one.
Yay!
Had a good time, enjoyed it, and my wife was ecstatic. Not so much with me in a tux, although she liked that too, I think. But the event was people with wearing a lot of clothes that came from here.
Yeah, there was a few beautiful things.
Okay, this show is about our town and and the good things that are going on here, and this is a good thing.
Yay.
Yeah.
I think so.
So tell us a little bit why you're here, how you got here, and who you are.
Wow. So I am Caresse. I'm from Southern California, and I have a lot of bridal in my past.
Okay.
And then I was a stay-at-home mom for a long time, and my husband was in the Army.
Yes.
We got stationed at Fort Riley,
Yes.
and here I am.
Okay.
And
the store's been open how long?
a little over 2 years.
All right. You have a lot of pretty dresses in here.
Thank you.
The black one in the window is really something.
I am obsessed with that dress.
I imagine people walking up and down the sidewalk, young ladies would be as well.
And it's even down to the little girls going to dance. I love to see them crowd at my window.
That's right, you're located just next to the dance studio on Cedar.
Yes.
All right, so okay. How's the business going for you?
It's going good. God is good.
Yes.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes. And I guess since you said, like, you know, how did this come to be, I should probably tell you that my logo is Dreams Come True, and there's a couple reasons for that. Like I say, I have a background in bridal, and I used to manage a store, and I had so much fun during that time of my life. And all the years that I wasn't in bridal, I literally would dream at night that I was back in the store helping girls, making them feel beautiful, and then wake up. And, you know, we always thought, maybe someday, and then I don't even know, this is totally a God thing, because from seriously considering it to open was 4 months.
Wow.
And, you know,
It's awfully fast.
Yeah. So God gave me this shop, and it's a dream come true. And I want to make every girl's experience to be like a dream come true.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun for people watching our show. We try to put entrepreneurs on with inspiring stories. I didn't know you had such an inspiring story.
Yay!
So it's good for me to hear it as well.
Yay.
But it's an incredible opportunity to own your own business and to live your dream. And people who live their dreams and explore their passions in business usually do well.
Well, I'm having fun.
Yeah. You have pretty good help.
Yes, I do. Come here. Come here.
And you could introduce your helper.
This is Lacey. She is future manager of Abilene Bridal and Formalwear.
And I understand you do the little jobs?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Where'd you get those dimples?
Mom gave them to me.
Mom gave them to you? What about that curl right there?
Mom made it.
Okay. So, Lacey, I want to ask you a question. Where do you go to school?
I'm homeschooled.
You're homeschooled. So you get to learn a lot about Abilene Bridal and Formalwear, don't you? Do you love being down here with your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bet your mom loves to have you too.
I do.
What an opportunity to run a business, educate your daughter. Your son Cody's sitting over there too. He doesn't look quite as good as... So, you know, we'll leave him off camera until we have to, but he's 15. I have one that's 15.
Right?
They're hard to dress up.
He was looking pretty good at the fashion show last February 6th.
Okay. I'll bet his mom had him dressed up pretty good then, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about what's in the store.
Okay.
What can people buy here?
Well, I'm a full-service bridal salon, so I have several bridal lines. I do have a couple private lines. One in particular, I'm the only store in Kansas that carries her. So that's really cool.
What would that be? You can't say?
It's my private line.
Oh,
your secret.
Okay.
But I do
secret private line.
I do talk directly to the designer. I have her cell phone, and so kind of anything is possible.
Oh, I see.
So that's my bridal.
Okay.
And then I carry headpieces, belts, veils, jewelry. I'm also a jewelry designer, so custom pieces are available.
Lacey said that you made those?
Oh, yeah.
Earrings that she's modeling for us today?
Yes. I love pearls. I have a saying, friends don't let friends wear plastic.
Okay. Well, we're not going to let Elizabeth watch this one, Dave.
You know, just not on your wedding day. Just not on your wedding
true.
day.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I have very pretty faux, Swarovski faux, so they don't have to be real. But, you know.
What else? I imagine, are you in the prom business?
Yes.
This time of year?
Yes. Prom is definitely happening. And I do prom dress registration in this store and my other store. So both of the stores are on the same page as far as what dress is going to what event. So we will never sell the same dress to the same event.
See, I could never run a business like this. This couldn't do it.
And then I have bridesmaids dresses. I have some pretty things for moms to wear. Tuxedos and suits for sale and rental. And alterations and preservation. And I think that pretty much covers it.
If you had a business segment or a customer segment that you really want to know something about you and your store, who would it be that you haven't penetrated yet that you want to do us to help you with the camera? Who would you want to let know what?
I would want to just let, goodness, that's a huge question. Who would I want to let to know what?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my soapbox.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I really would want to let people know, not just in this setting, but in all settings, to try to buy local, because when you go online and purchase something, you're helping someone else not have job security, and everything's entwined. You know, if you shop here, I go get my nails done there, you go get your groceries here, it's all connected, and people need to understand that. You know, if you can, try to support local business because they're supporting your local business too.
Well said. It's one of the reasons that camera's there and you're here.
Okay.
It's because it's in our experience, we understand that people are getting to know you because you're here on camera today. And people do business with people they like. And so they can't like you until they meet you.
Right.
And
Hi! I like you too!
Well said. That's exactly it. So, but you know, when my wife said you need a tuxedo for the big gala at Great Plains Theater, I said, okay, sure. Then I'm thinking, I got to drive to Abilene. I mean, I got to drive to Salina or Junction City, and it's going to take a half a day. And she said, you just need to go down to the bridal shop, and she'll just take care of you. So it was very painless.
Good.
Very easy.
Good. You looked good.
Thank you. Thank you. It was nice to be able to come in Abilene, Kansas, and to be able to accomplish that. And I imagine we know certainly next year we want more people there than we had this year. So
that'll happen.
Those fellas out there that are going to be planning on a tuxedo for next year's Great Plains Gala event, right here is the place to be. So. Your husband came. I enjoyed meeting him. Didn't get to talk very much, but I got to shake his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long was he in the Army? Long time or short time?
So he actually started out as a Navy Seabee.
Okay.
We met in Southern California.
Okay.
And then he was a Navy Seabee for, goodness sakes, 8 years, 10 years, something. And then he was out, and we were civilians for 6 years. And then he was in the Army for, I don't know, 4, 5 years, something like that.
It all adds up to quite a while.
Yeah. And he was medically discharged.
Is he enjoying life when he's in the civilian world here in Abilene?
Well, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a question I ask, so you're not immune, especially people who came here from someplace else. So how's Abilene been for you and your family?
I like Abilene. I wish we could have hens. In Southern California, in the middle of the city, you can have hens. I moved to the middle of Kansas. I want to have a couple eggs. You're not allowed to have hens. I don't understand. But I love Abilene. I have landed. My realtor was a very nice man because I was new to Kansas. I didn't just look at houses. I shopped every town. I was in White City. I was everywhere. I probably looked at about 6 different towns and chose Abilene. I love it. The small town, old, historic charm that has.
But we need hens.
But could we please have some laying hens in our backyard? I have a very big yard.
Planning and zoning request right here live on television. As we need to take a look at, and frankly, that is a trend going everywhere today.
Right.
You know, if you want to be sustainable, you kind of got to have a couple of hens.
That's right. Some organic eggs from your backyard. They're great for families.
I would agree. Can't be any worse than a dog or a cat.
Right. They eat bugs.
They do. They do. That is. I'll tell you my hen story.
Okay.
So I live in Talmadge, outside of Talmadge in the country, and we can have hens. So I'm driving by the Talmadge Co-op. This is when it was still open, owned by the Talmadge Co-op, and it was about sundown, and there was a chicken sitting on the newspaper rack. So the next time I filled up with gas, I asked the proprietor, I said, whose chicken's at this, kind of wandering around down there? He says, I don't know, fell off a truck one day.
Oh my goodness.
And he says, why, do you want it? And I said, well, I wouldn't mind having a chicken. He says, well, if you want it, you can have it. You can catch it, you can have it. So my daughter, when she was about that big.
Oh, how fun.
Yes, we decided to go catch that chicken. And she says, Daddy, how are you going to catch it? And I said, I'm going to rope it.
Okay.
Yes, she says, Daddy, you can't rope a chicken.
Why not?
Well, they are pretty hard to rope. So I had this little tiny rope, made this little tiny rope, because it just had to do it once I said it, you know. So, but I said, well, our fallback plan, we're going to take this old sheet. We ended up catching it with the old sheet, but it was a great opportunity. She named it Lizzie, and Lizzie lived with us for a long time, and got a few friends too, and we had a lot of eggs after a while. So.
Nice.
Okay, so as we look up at this store, I think I was in here before you were here one time. It didn't look quite like this.
No, and this was one of the God things. I actually saw, all the years I wasn't in bridal, I mentioned that I was really kind of like, so I put like nose prints on many glass. And I used to walk around town, and this place was for rent. And we were kind of sort of talking, and I didn't want a place that was just for rent. I wanted the option to buy at least, and whatever. And anyways, long story short, somebody that I knew somebody that had a building. And they called me and said, we have a building, you know, blah, 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 blah. And instantly in my brain, I saw this ceiling. And it has little hearts all the way around in the tin. And it's just so perfect. Oops, did I drop the thing?
That's all right. And
so it's just perfect. So I put a crystal chandelier, actually a few.
Yeah, it's a beautiful building. You've turned, this is a kind of a thing for me, and I'll use this opportunity. We'll get some B-roll of this when we're done, and then Dave will be playing it while we're talking. So, but here's how this works. This is how preservation really happens. It's called opening a new business in an old place where there's enough revenue to be able to fix it up in the way that the new owner wants. This is preservation that will last. You introduced your daughter as the future owner-manager of this store. That's preservation. It's building a legacy that allows it to be passed to the next generation. Very few things will be preserved if there isn't a business in them.
That's very true.
Okay. All right. So tell us where you live in the community here?
I live in Abilene.
Okay. All right. Yep. Established by the no chicken rule.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Where do you buy your groceries?
Country Mart.
Country Mart. West Country Mart. Isn't it nice to have such a nice store?
Yes.
In Abilene, Kansas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Your husband, what's he do for a living now that he's out of the military?
He is a truck driver.
Truck driver, he told me that. Yep. That's a fun thing to do if you like to see country.
Yes, and he sustained injuries in his back in Afghanistan, which is why they kicked him out. And so God is so good. Again, somebody actually offered him this job, and it's real easy on him.
Good.
Yeah.
He gets to go places and see things.
Yep. And the bills are getting paid. Hallelujah.
There you go. Hallelujah. Absolutely. You have 2 kids to feed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what haven't we covered as far as product in here?
I don't know.
We have a nice jewelry counter. Dave will shoot some film of that.
Yes.
The dresses just line the walls. You have a lot of beautiful white dresses.
Or not so white.
Or not so white. Well, I'm a man. They're white.
They're white-ish.
White-ish. Okay. All right. They're white.
Okay.
The black one's not white.
That's very true.
The blue one's not white.
That's very true.
That whole rack there, Cody, you can agree with me. They're white. Okay. Well, we're going to let Dave take us on a little tour of the shop as you and I chat here and finish up. But if you had it to do over again, would you do the same thing?
Yes, it has been. I mean, it is a struggle, but yeah, it's worth it. And like you say, you know, I'm trying to see down the road, you know, that this is going to be awesome. All of this crazy busyness and, you know, literal blood, sweat, and tears.
Sure, I'm sure.
Because we remodeled this ourselves. I mean, Cody, we spent 16 tubes of caulking on the ceiling, and this was very much us.
That's good.
Yeah. This is, you know, it's great.
Do you have part-time help?
I do, and thank God I'm finally getting the employee. That's been the only thing that was just major speed bumps was.
It's hard to find the right help. I hesitate to say it's hard to find good help, but not everybody fits every task.
That's
so
true.
It's hard to find the appropriate level of help for you.
And I finally have a couple really good part-time girls and a full-time girl and another girl who starts full-time in March. So I think I'll be able to take some deep breaths.
That's always needed. We homeschooled a few kids as well, and I look at your children and I smile because, you know, I think you've got one in homeschool and one in Abilene Public School there. We kind of did the same thing. But what an incredible opportunity it is to be able to mentor a young person that's yours. Yeah, that's a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Yeah, and it's going to be just so awesome that we are going to get to work together. And when I went to my first bridal market, I met a lady who was a third-generation bridal shop girl.
Really?
Her grandmother started the shop. She grew up in the shop, and her daughter was the same age as my daughter and was talking about their 4th generation.
My goodness.
And I was just thinking, wow, this is cool.
Well, you know, people talk about legacy all the time, but today a lot of it's been trivialized. You know, what's a football player's legacy? Well, he played football.
Right.
The legacy, I think, that you have a chance to leave behind is significantly better than that. It's whether you're a person who loves the fact that you can have a small business in America, well, you got that going. Or whether you're interested as the ability to mentor your own children closely in the way you live and why you live that way, you've got that opportunity. It's a real big thing.
Well, and I think, speaking to the opportunity, one of the reasons I do what I do is because I love to make girls happy, and there's kind of this thought out there that if you weigh this and you measure this, then you're beautiful. And the thing is that every girl is beautiful, just the way God made her. And I want her to feel and know her worth and help her vision come true so that she, you know, whether it's prom or whether it's her wedding day, that she just absolutely knows that she is so beautiful.
We have hit our ending spot right there. Can't top that. Caresse, thank you for letting me come bring the camera today. Thanks for sharing Abilene Bridal and Formalwear with our viewing public.
You're welcome.
And your children. Nice to meet both of you. For Eagle Communications, I'm Dennis Weiss. You need to come here and see this place.
See you later.
Have a great day.